barrel of soybeans? Is there a reservoir?
Get that one. Camera.
CPO stands for Chief Petty Officers. They were the senior enlisted men of the ship who were like the bosses and the supervisors. These uniforms that we wear over here is what they wear throughout the year. The first set are the service dress blues they wear for formal gatherings, formal gatherings and watches. You have the khakis they wear all year round to do work on board the ship. You have the summer working whites that they would wear for casual get-togethers and meetings. And if anybody's here been to New York City during the Fleet Week celebration in May, you might notice all the sailors walking around New York City going to the bars and picking up a pretty girl. You also have the working blues they wear for the same reason as the whites, except they're worn in the wintertime. Behind them is where they sleep, and those are known as racks, not bunks like the Army calls them. The racks are about 6 feet long and approximately 3 to 4 feet high. And there's also if you want to call it, a closet right underneath the mattress. What you would do is you have this handle over here, you grab it, you lift up, and you look inside of what was called the coffin locker, and that's where you kept all your clothes at when you're out at sea. So in essence, you're sleeping on top of your closet. Okay, guys? All right.
They hot bunk?
No, that's only on submarines.
Oh.
Pour les mecs qui font cette saison, c'est un peu...
Right now. Thank you, Bobby.
Room right over here, this is the junior enlisted berthing. This is where the lower ranking guys would sleep. In here you would house about 20 to 25 guys at one time, and as you can see, privacy is just a memory when you join the Navy. All you had was these curtains, and that was it for your privacy. And you're sleeping on a foam mattress, which is about 3 to 4 inches thick. It's not like your comfy box spring back at home, but when you're working a 16, 20-hour day at times, you don't care where you'll sleep. You'll sleep standing up at times, too. Any questions? No?
We're not even taller than 6 foot.
Oh, well, you just stick your feet out one end and curl up in the fetal position.
You're kidding.
Yeah, that's all.
And don't jump up in the middle of the night.
Alrighty, folks. In this little area right over here, this is known as the coffin locker that I mentioned earlier. This is an open view of it so you can see how they would store all their gear. And in boot camp, you're taught how to fold your clothes a certain specific way to fold your clothes so you can stick them into these little tiny cubby spaces. Also, another statistic about the ship, the total crew members on the ship was about anywhere from 270 to 307 men.
Going up. Bowels of the Epsom. Ship fueled by oil?
Yes, it was steam powered. You can see this picture behind this gentleman. This is who the ship is named after, Major General Merritt Edson. He was a World War II hero or two for the Battle of Guadalcanal. He led a elite special forces team, if you want to call them, called the Raider Battalion behind enemy lines to destroy Japanese bunkers and pillboxes. Behind this gentleman over here, these are all his actual original medals that he received for his time in the Marine Corps. And if anybody's not familiar, this is the Congressional Medal of Honor. This is the highest award that any military member can get. And normally you have to die to get that. No, he didn't die. He survived World War II, but in the mid-50s he did commit suicide for some unknown reason. Yeah.
No one knows.
Yeah. All right. Dr. Frankenstein's medieval torture chamber. Alrighty, guys. In here, you can pretty much guess what this room is. This is sick bay, the old doctor's office. On board destroyers, you didn't have doctors. You have what were called corpsmen, which were the equivalent of an EMT or a paramedic to treat anything from a bellyache to a broken leg. Anything more severe where surgery was involved, the patient would be stabilized and then transported to better facilities where there was a full-fledged doctor on board. Junior enlisted mess decks. This is where the crew members would eat their meals. In here you would hold about 20 to 30 guys at one time. You'd have about 15 minutes to eat, then you have to make room for the next guy. You would have your typical breakfast, lunch, or dinner served in here, along with what is known as Big Rats, which stands for midnight rations, which is your middle of the night meal. You'd also have a barbershop over in the corner, and over here, this is the galley where all the food is prepared. It actually still works today. We have a group of veteran sailors that come on board the ship every so often, and they rehab the ship, and they relive their childhood, and they cook up a storm and have fun down here. So it's all good.
Go ahead.
Okay, go to the rest of the South Area Secretary.
Yeah, right there.
Alrighty guys, first off we have in this exhibit this red door that is known as the damage control locker. That would be like the ship's fire station. Anytime there would be a fire or they would go to general quarters, all the crew members would go to repair lockers like those throughout the ship, and they put on the gear that you see that mannequin wearing. He's wearing which is known as an OBA, which stands for oxygen breathing apparatus, along with an FFE called the firefighting ensemble. Over here, this is where you would buy all your yummy candy bars and those yucky cigarettes. In here, everything is tax-free, as you can see. You could buy pretty much everything that you think of. On modern-day ships, you can even buy a TV, VCR, DVD player, CDs, and a boombox. It's all good nowadays.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty guys, in this small little office over here, this is your dispersing office and post office. Back then, sailors got paid first and 15th of every month in cash, and since the lines were so insanely long, the Navy wised up and they went to direct deposit and ATMs on board ships now. It's a lot more convenient. Alrighty guys, well that concludes the tour. It's been my pleasure taking you now and hope you enjoyed it. Call me up.